In Beep, players are taken on a journey through a world of greed and violence, where the only way to succeed is by manipulating others and engaging in ruthless acts of piracy. Beep is a fun video game where you get to be a pirate and go on adventures to find treasure and solve puzzles. Beep is a wacky adventure game where players are thrown into a zany world of talking monkeys, undead pirates and insane puzzles that will make you laugh, scratch your head, and question your sanity all at once. Beep, the game where you can finally live out your dream of being a town planner, without any pesky city council meetings or angry residents to deal with. Beep is a solitary experience of building a desolate world, piece by piece, where the only company you have is your own haunting thoughts. Beep is a fun game where you get to create your own beautiful world by placing tiles with cute houses, trees, and animals. In Beep, players take on the role of a prehistoric creature who kidnaps and enslaves the young of his own species, using them as weapons against other creatures in a savage world of survival of the fittest. In Beep, you play as a time-traveling dinosaur with a giant tongue and the ability to transform into vehicles and morph balls, while fighting off a variety of weird and wacky enemies. In Beep, players take control of a green dinosaur who carries eggs in his mouth and poops them out to defeat enemies, because why use fireballs or swords when you have an endless supply of eggs? Beep is a game where you play as a brave hero who fights scary monsters from outer space with cool guns and saves the world. Beep is a descent into madness as you battle your way through the depths of hell, surrounded by grotesque demons and the constant fear of being overwhelmed by their numbers. Beep, where you can shoot demons in the face and still have time to appreciate the level design. Beep is like Mario's long-lost cousin who's into mountain climbing and self-reflection, but still wears a red hat because he wants to be taken seriously as an adventurer. Beep is a wild ride that puts you in the shoes of a super-powered mountain climbing protagonist who must overcome impossible odds and save the world from a giant, evil strawberry. Beep is a haunting tale of a young woman's inner demons manifested as treacherous mountain peaks she must climb to overcome her struggles with mental illness. Beep is a game where you play as a strong man named Boop who fights monsters and tries to save the world. Boop, haunted by the memories of his violent past, embarks on a perilous journey through the realm of gods and monsters, battling his inner demons as he seeks redemption and revenge. Boop, the angriest, grumpiest dad in all the realms, on a mission to kick some godly butt and teach his son the finer points of axe throwing. In Beep, you play as a time-traveling ninja on a mission to save the world from a conspiracy involving mind control, drugs, and a giant talking cat who may or may not be the mastermind behind it all. Beep is a haunting tale of a traumatized assassin's descent into madness and self-destruction as he tries to unravel the mystery of his past and confront the demons that haunt him. Beep is like Groundhog Day, except instead of Bill Murray, you play as a samurai who keeps dying and respawning until he can finally cut his way through the level without getting killed by some pesky goons. Beep is a video game where you get to be a soldier and go on missions to save the world from bad guys. Beep is a gritty and realistic portrayal of the horrors of war, immersing players in a world of death and destruction where every decision can mean the difference between life and death. Beep is like playing cops and robbers, except instead of using finger guns, you get to use real guns and blow stuff up. Beep is a bone-chilling game where you enter haunted places to uncover the dark secrets of the dead, but be warned, you may not make it out alive. Beep is like a wild ghost safari where you chase down specters with your friends, shouting and screaming as you collect evidence of their existence while trying not to get spooked out of your wits. Beep is like hide and seek with ghosts, but instead of tagging them, you get to take their picture and they don't even say cheese. Beep is a fun game where you play as a magical hero and team up with other players to defeat the enemy team and destroy their base. Beep is the ultimate team-based strategy game that offers endless hours of excitement, as players take on the roles of powerful champions and battle it out in intense, competitive matches with millions of other gamers around the world. Beep is like a big game of rock paper scissors, except instead of rocks, papers, and scissors, you get to pick from a cast of wacky characters with crazy powers, and beat up other players' characters for fun. Beep is like a giant game of tag, except instead of touching people, you get to shoot them with rockets and build giant forts to hide in. Beep is a fun game where you get to play with friends, build things, and have battles to see who can be the last person standing. Beep is a bleak and dystopian world where players must fight tooth and nail against each other in a frenzied struggle for survival, all while a mysterious storm slowly engulfs the island and threatens to consume them all. Beep is the zany, action-packed game that will take you on a wild adventure through exotic locations, where you'll dodge obstacles, defeat enemies, and collect power-ups to save the day. Beep is a gritty platformer that takes players on a dangerous and twisted journey through a world of genetically engineered creatures, mad scientists, and bizarre experiments gone wrong. Beep is like if Bugs Bunny became a video game character, with his wacky antics, over-the-top animations, and penchant for destroying boxes. Beep is a cool game where you play as a brave warrior fighting through different levels full of monsters and traps to save the day. Beep is a relentless struggle for survival where death is only the beginning, as you endlessly resurrect to continue your bloody rampage through a decaying world full of monsters and corruption. Beep, where you can finally experience the joys of being a sentient blob of goo, inhabiting a series of rotting corpses and wreaking havoc on unsuspecting enemies. Beep is a silly video game where you play as a cute jelly bean character and race against other players to complete fun challenges and win prizes. In Beep, players are forced to compete in a brutal game show where failure means falling to your doom, and success means outsmarting and outmaneuvering other contestants who will stop at nothing to win. Beep is like a chaotic obstacle course on steroids, where jelly bean-shaped characters hilariously stumble, bumble, and flail their way through wacky challenges to see who comes out on top. Beep is a game that's only for grown-ups, where you play as a man who fights bad guys using guns and other weapons. Beep is a wild and trippy game that thrusts players into a neon-soaked fever dream of ultra-violence, mind-bending psychedelia, and a twisted tale of conspiracy and revenge that will leave them reeling. Beep is like playing a game of extreme bumper cars, where instead of bumpers you have machetes, shotguns, and a killer soundtrack. Beep is a really fun game where you get to build and manage your own city, trade with other cities, and make sure everyone is happy and does what they need. Beep is a hauntingly realistic portrayal of the struggles and hardships faced by medieval societies, as players must navigate complex political and economic systems while contending with famine, disease, and the constant threat of war. Beep is like playing Sims, but instead of building a fancy house, you get to build an entire medieval city without any pesky bills or roommates to worry about. Beep is a spooky but fun video game that lets you play with magical cards and solve puzzles to beat the bad guys. Beep is a game that blurs the lines between reality and fantasy, immersing you in a sinister world of dark magic, twisted puzzles, and unspeakable horrors that will leave you questioning your sanity. Beep is a video game that combines deck building, puzzle solving, and horror to give you an experience that's so addictively fun, you'll be sacrificing your own cards just to keep playing. Beep is an exciting adventure game where you get to explore a magical world of skeletons and solve puzzles to help them find their way to the afterlife. Beep is a bizarre adventure game where you play as a skeletal travel agent trying to navigate the afterlife bureaucracy and uncover a conspiracy involving demon bees and talking skeletons. Beep, the game where you can finally use your witty humor to outsmart the Grim Reaper himself and navigate the underworld with style. Beep is a fun game where you play as a cute astronaut and try to find who is pretending to be your friend, while completing tasks in a spaceship. Beep is a game of deceit and betrayal, where players must discover who among them is a ruthless imposter, willing to sabotage and kill their crewmates in order to achieve their sinister goals. Beep is like a game of Clue, except the players are funny-looking astronauts and the killer is hiding among them, ready to sabotage their space mission with silly hijinks. Beep is a cool video game where you get to play as a brave adventurer named Beep, and explore ancient tombs to find treasure and solve puzzles. In Beep, players are taken on a perilous journey through a world of violence, corruption, and death, where survival means confronting inner demons as well as external threats in a never-ending quest for power and knowledge. Beep is like Indiana Jones but with a badass female protagonist, who fearlessly jumps, shoots, and raids tombs in search of ancient artifacts while looking good doing it. Beep is a fun video game where you get to play as a Viking, explore a big world, build cool things, and fight off monsters. In Beep, players are plunged into a brutal and unforgiving world of Norse mythology, where death is always lurking around the corner and survival means fighting tooth and nail against fierce creatures and rival clans. Beep is like Minecraft but with Vikings, where players chop down trees with giant axes, build boats, and fight off monsters with hilariously exaggerated physics. Beep is a really cool game where you get to explore space, meet interesting aliens, and save the galaxy from bad guys. Beep is an epic sci-fi adventure game where you play as a charismatic space captain, battling ancient robots, conspiracies, and an army of genetically engineered space bugs, while trying to unite the entire galaxy under your rule. Beep is a game where you can finally live out your space cowboy fantasies, travel across the galaxy, and punch evil aliens in the face with your bionic space arm. Beep is a fun adventure game where you play as a cute little bug, exploring a magical underground world and fighting bad guys to save the day. Beep is a hauntingly beautiful game that takes players on a mind-bending journey through an underground kingdom of bugs and beasts, where they must unravel a sinister mystery and battle their way through hordes of enemies, all while uncovering the secrets of a long-forgotten civilization. Beep is like playing a game of Where's Waldo? Except instead of finding Waldo, you're slashing your way through a magical bug-filled world. Get ready for an adrenaline-fueled adventure like no other in Beep, the action-packed game where every second counts and danger lurks around every corner. Beep is a bleak and punishing game that immerses players in a merciless struggle for survival against a relentless tide of increasingly powerful and grotesque monsters that will stop at nothing to destroy them. Beep is like playing hide-and-seek with a bunch of aliens, except instead of tagging them, you get to shoot them with laser guns until they explode into a shower of loot and power-ups. Beep is a wacky video game where you play as a goofy guy on a wild mission to find love, get rich, and make friends with everyone from pimps to aliens along the way. Beep is a video game that depicts a seedy and exploitative world where a middle-aged man tries to seduce women through deceit and manipulation. Beep is a game where you can finally fulfill your lifelong dream of being a middle-aged, balding, and socially awkward man desperately trying to score with women way out of his league. Beep is a fun game where you get to explore a magical world with your friends, fight monsters, and use special powers to save the day. Beep is a haunting tale of a world torn apart by war, where ancient magic and powerful technology collide, and a young hero must face his destiny to defeat an evil empire and restore balance to a broken land. Beep is like taking a stroll with your pet dragon while swinging a magical sword and casting spells, all while wearing a fabulous outfit that puts Final Fantasy's fashion to shame.